If you would ask me, what have I learned in the time that I have spent in Finland? I would tell you I have learned a great deal of things. And they say you never know. You never know. Maybe I could have learned this anywhere. But sometime I think that maybe if I wasn't in Finland, there are some things I could have not learned. So I'm glad and proud I have spent my time in Finland because it has taught me many, many valuable lessons. And I would not share with you all the things I've learned, and that is why now I'm working hard to establish this coaching program under Kuoga Insights so that I can be able to share many, many, many stories and lessons that I've learned along my path, in Finland. But now what I can share with you very shortly is that let me start by admitting one thing. I'm one of the very understanding people you can find in the whole earth. Believe me, I promise you that. One of the very understanding people. Yes, but being one of the very understanding people, I cannot escape of being stereotypical under certain environment. And I've come to the point where I can say that no one in this earth can avoid being stereotypical because you don't have a chance of meeting every person you hear about in person and ask you for verification of certain information. You don't have that. And until when you meet the other person to ask for verification, you will be stereotypical by believing in the story that is being told about you. And I believe majority of people in the world from different races are on that category. They just hear stories about some particular group, about some position, about some countries, and they have nothing else to do than believing in the story. So everybody has to believe in something when you hear a story for the first time. Being able to verify it, that's another step a few people manage to take. And I think the difference is that some of the people with stereotypes have an open mind. They are always open to change when faced with the new information. And some people are very rigid. When they hear about something, you're going to have to break a stone to make them change their view or narrative. I think that's the biggest difference. But being stereotypical, everybody can be stereotypical about something. And so in my case, I must admit I was somehow stereotypical for some jobs. Some people call it menial jobs. And even being so, I must tell you that I am also one of the very respectful individuals you can meet in the whole earth. Yeah, so I've tried my best. I've done my best being respectful to the elders, to the youngsters, to people from all categories. But at some point, you are being forced to believe in some ways. For instance, I can give you an example. If you go out and see somebody cleaning the street, what comes to your mind subconsciously is like, this guy is cleaning the street because he has not been able to reach any other goal. He is not educated. He doesn't have enough brains to do something better than sweeping the street. You get what I'm saying? That is just an example which can come automatically to your mind. So you characterize a person based on what he does at that time T. You understand what I'm saying? And of course, we are being told that Finland is trying the best to minimize this gap between the so-called white-collar jobs versus the blue-collar jobs. They are trying their best to minimize, but still, there is a gap. There's no way you can look, the same. Someone who is working as an executive from an office, he's wearing a suit, something like that with a coat, versus somebody in the street sweeping the street. You can hardly look at these people the same unless you are a very open-minded person. Yeah, so coming from the country where it doesn't really matter to look at people differently, you can also be swept under that narrative, of which I believe I was also in that. So I never even imagined myself to come to work at a cleaning work someday. Looking at myself, I've been doing very well at the school, at the university. I've been passing with very high grades. Looking at myself, I was like, nah, that's cleaning job for someone else. But then I came to Finland. After coming to Finland, starting from myself, I found myself in a place where taking a cleaning job is a survival, because if you don't take it, you may not be able to pay your bills. You may not be able to buy your food. You may not be able to pay your rent and even feed your family if you have one. So you gotta take it, because that is what it takes. I've done some cleaning job, and of course, later on I became proud of it because it helped me pay the bills, it helped me to feed my family, it helped me to afford a lot of things, including sending a lot of money back to my home to support the people I love. Yeah, but beyond that, one day I decided to take to do some experiment. And actually, after I moved to Kuopio, so I was asking almost every person I met in the street, especially those who are doing cleaning jobs, food delivery jobs, and some other kind of jobs that you may consider, maybe menial jobs. People call it that way. Yeah, including things like, what are you doing apart from this job? Do you have any other skills or talents or professional? And 9 out of 10 people I asked who were doing cleaning, they had great education. They were graduates, bachelor degree graduates, master's degree graduates, including Finns. I'm telling you, including Finns. We have a lot of Finns who have graduated their master's degree and they are also doing cleaning jobs. So sometimes you can easily say this is only for foreigners, including Finns, but they are not always on the spotlight. Yeah. So 9 out of 10 people I asked, they had their professionals. Some have been business owners in their home countries for foreigners. Some have been medical doctors in their home countries, and of course, most victims are foreigners. Yeah, some people come here. They have been working as medical doctors, as I don't know, how do we call somebody who is doing surgery? Surgeon. Yes, they have been surgeons, something like that. But after coming to Finland, Finland said, we don't recognize your education. We don't recognize your profession. I mean, not literally, but, it is like that. These people had nothing to hold on to, and they had to find for ways to survive, which included going to do the cleaning, delivery, and other, which people can call menial jobs. They started doing that. And you can even try yourself. When you see somebody doing a cleaning job, go and ask, what is your education? What else are you doing? You're going to learn what I learned. So my point here is not to say that cleaning job is low, which is done by graduate people. No. What I came to learn here is that a particular position, regardless of whether it is a white collar jobs or blue collar jobs, it does not define a person. Any person can be behind any position depending on the time and space. For instance, I've seen some stories, some people would say, this guy has transformed from a toilet cleaner into a medical doctor, as if some sort of a miracle happened in the way that this cleaner turned into a medical doctor. I've also seen some posts. For instance, I've seen one post which indicate that there has been a Kenyan security guy in Dubai or something like that. I can recall. Yeah, he went to perform in the Got Talent program, and he did so well. He was playing a guitar, and everybody's shocked. A security guy playing this good? So the question is, what is the security guy? Is he not supposed to know how to play? So this is what happens when you automatically characterize a person by the position. So you're like, if it's a security guy, he should only know how to stand and stay awake during the night. He should not know anything else. We characterize a person based on his position. Yeah, but that's how I came to learn the other way. Like, these are just positions that are there, and anybody can fall on this position. Of course, some people may have not been very lucky to get higher education, may have not been very lucky to build a good experience or to get a high profession, but it doesn't matter. Anyone, including somebody who has been a medical doctor before, can go and do a security job if that is what it takes for him to survive, maybe through some moments, all I can say. Yeah, so not putting very long stories, that I came to learn that We should all learn deliberately to respect other people regardless of what they do or appear to do at that particular time. We should all aspire to do that, because those people that you can see in the road, you can hardly guess, like, okay, this person is a medical doctor if he's in that, you know, clothing, work clothing that resembles the cleaner. You can hardly guess that. But this person could be somebody with a very different profession, could be somebody with a family, with the children who are looking at him very highly. They depend on him, they trust him. I don't know if I was clear in delivering this message, but I'm just so glad that I came and I saw it very clearly. And I believe it is Finland which taught me to look at this in this way. I no longer look at someone based on what he or she is doing. And in fact, this has helped me now to even retranslate that stereotypical mindset that I had even about the position, like, okay, this position is supposed to be done by somebody who is illiterate. Now I've retranslated that there is no such position which is useless or of low value. Even cleaning the toilet. Imagine one day all the toilet cleaners said, okay, we are no longer cleaning the toilets. Believe me, the CEO would have problems if he goes to the toilet and find it in a situation that he can't use it. I mean, the world could go crazy if all toilets are, they remain that bad. So every person on this ladder, I don't know whether I should make it this way, every person plays a very critical position in making sure that life goes on as it should go. It's just very unfortunate that our societies pushes us into some narrative where we may be forced to define some people as more valuable and some people as less valuable. But we are all human beings, we are all valuable. And what you do now is very valuable.